Okay, monoprinting. The resources you're going to need for monoprinting are newspaper to put underneath your screen, spare newspaper to get rid of any excess paint, a roller, masking tape, printing ink, biro, paper towels, and your images for transferring an image onto another piece of paper. For this one I'm doing it in the style of Ed Fairbairn, who works on maps. What I've had to do is actually transfer and flip the image of the castle ale, so it's actually on the other side, so that once I've monoprinted it, turning it back round, it's actually going to be the right way round. Okay, so here goes. Printing ink onto your screen. You don't need much at all, so that's probably ample. What you then need to do as well, because my sheet isn't the full size of the screen, what I'm actually going to do is just try and spread it out in the area that I need. So I'm just, for this one, I'm going to turn it round. I think it'll be better. So let's roll that out. Again, because monoprinting is just kind of dealing with lines, it means that I don't need masses of printing ink on the screen. So you can if you can hear that kind of Velcro stickiness to the paint, I don't actually need that much paint on there. So once this is being rolled out, what I'm going to do is put some newspaper over the top of it and just get rid of any excess on there. Okay, paper towel, put your roller on there so that you don't get printing ink on the table. And then what I'm going to do is, with the spare newspaper, I'm just going to lay it over there, press down, and I'm just going to get rid of that excess printing ink on there. I think what I'm actually going to do is do it again. It's a bit of a dark art, this, and it might take you a few attempts to actually get it right if you've never done monoprinting before, or if it's been a while. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so you can see more paint's come off there. So what I'm going to do with the map, I should have actually transferred that the map as well and flipped it, but not to worry. So the map's going to go face down over the top of the printing ink, and then I'm just going to work on one side because I might be able to do two on here. So I'm going to put my castle little image over there and just tape it in place so it doesn't move. The printing ink does dry quite quickly, so what you need to be careful of is that you're working quite fast. So another reason why you could do with a paper towel, I'm okay with this, however, if you don't want to risk getting paint on your hand or wrist, what you can do is just lay that over and then you've got a nice clean space to work on. So I'm just going to start going round all of these lines. Biro pens are the best ones to use, just because you get a little bit more pressure. Using something like a fine liner wouldn't work that well at all, just because it's quite a soft nib. It's up to you how much detail you put in. What you could also do as well, based on the mark making techniques that we've done, you could actually start to incorporate some mark making techniques into this if you wanted to, but don't feel that you've got to at this stage. You could just practice doing an outline first. Okay, so just go around the tree. I'm just going to pick up some detail of that castle hill there as well, or Victoria Tower should I say. I'm just colouring in the windows. All of this side is quite dark, so I think what I might do is use the mark making techniques at this side and actually cross hatch and actually apply a bit more pressure. just so that all of that surface ends up quite dark. I've never actually done it onto maps before, so we'll see what it turns out like in a minute. Okay, so cross hatching technique there. I might just do a few lightly over that side. It might pick a little bit more of the printing ink up, I don't know yet. That's the thing with mono printing, until you've actually done it and turned it over, you can't actually see what it turns out like. Bit of a gamble. Okay, so I could actually use some mark making techniques for this grassy section here. Okay. I'm just going to pen all this in quite dark. I really hope this turns out. Okay, so a bit more mark making up there. You might want to do some for the tree as well, it's entirely up to you. I think I might just add a few bits in. If you've got areas of shadow, just try and make your mark making techniques a little bit denser in that area and it should pick up more ink. I'm just actually going to draw around the border of this as well, just so I've got a nice framed result. I could have done it in the style I did the other ones, where I had the circles for the sky as well, and I actually layered it up a little bit more, but for this version I'm just going to do a straight copy. I could still do the sky like I did before. It might just make the outcome a little bit more interesting. There's not much going on in the sky. I'll do like the circle technique, falling down, whatever suits you really. I think I've slipped up there maybe. I was doing quite a feathery sketchy technique, whereas that's going to be picked up with the print, so I think solid continuous lines are probably the way to go with this, to be fair. Okay, it might be ready to have a look and see what it's like. A bit darker. The tree stump's darker actually. Put a few contours in on that grass. Okay, I think we're good to go. Right, see if it's worked. Okay, so peel your paper back and then you can see the end result there. Okay, it has turned out quite well, this one. However, areas here I think I might work into a little bit more if I were to do it again. Not entirely sure if this is the best map to do it on. I've got more bolder maps, such as these ones here. I think that they might actually have a better result the next time round if I try doing this again, which I think I might do now. And I think at the moment underneath this one you can't actually tell that there's a map underneath it. It just looks a little bit pinky, so it'd be actually nice to see the contours of the map underneath there. Okay, monoprinting done.